Game number 1 looked easy for Navi, but cybercats, I'm hoping that they're not gonna give up from game number 2 and potentially the decider of this series if it does come to that one. But still, Navi in game number 1 looked really great here at the Eastern European DPC Division 2, and hopefully they continue to do well, because we all wanted this big name organization to go back to Division 1 and restore their former glory. It would be really cool to see. A lot of people joked you can't get these guys out of Division 1, but they finally got kicked out there, and here in Division 2 they are making some waves. After they win this series, they're gonna be guaranteed to go to Division 1 with without even the tiebreakers, right? Because every other team has lost at least 2 series. If they win this one, they're only gonna... Last series is going to be versus Storm, who, just like cybercats, haven't been looking the greatest. They are 3-3, so it would be very unlikely that they are going to be able to win against the giants that are Navi here in Division 2. With that being said, the draft is on hand. So let's move into it just to see what the teams have in store for us. Will cybercats find another way, another approach that could actually threaten the dominance, the undefeatability, if we can say it even in that way, of Navi? In cybercats will ban out the Pugna. Navi having the first pick, that is not something that you want to play against. This was without the Storm, this was without the Pango. It looked very easy. So Navi, they have shown that here in Division 2 you can't really fight them. They might have narrow hero pools to play versus the top dogs, but here they are the apex predator. And it feels like they're an apex predator versus some bunnies, not really a real challenge for them just yet, other than Navi Junior. We mentioned that one. That's the series that they possibly could have lost.
5 seconds remaining.
They open up with the Rubik yet again. They're going with the tried and true. They don't want to be doing anything out of the ordinary. They probably see us, if we try to improvise, it could turn out badly for us. The Morphling, I would pick up a Spirit Breaker here if I was cybercats, because Shadow Demon Rubik, not great. The Enchantress Rubik, not great either. Would be cool to see. They go for the Undying. Okay. That's still a good opening. This hero combo has been making waves in Dream League, in other DPC, in other DPC regions, so I like it. Though again, Morphling is now 1-7, or 1-6. Yeah, it's gonna be 1-7 after this game, most likely, if Navi play even near the level that they had in the previous one. They could go for the Magnus again if they want to, but it is gonna be a Malajul Pango that they will be gunning for here. You get the Diffusal Blade, and the Morphling really hates his life. Same is true for the Undying, right? Because let's say you put down the Tombstone, the Pango with the Rolling Thunder doesn't really care about it. The zombies don't really bother him all that much. Of course, the Tombstone does last longer than the Rolling Thunder, but you can just roll away, swashbuckle away, get over the cliffs, and the zombies won't really be able to keep up all that much for the cybercats heroes to catch up on you. I'm very impressed with how Navi are playing this year. I think versus Navi Junior, they probably didn't play it when they lost the game. They didn't play it at all. That's why it was hard for Navi in that series, literally, because they all their best heroes got taken out. But one would assume that we're looking at the DPC. I mean, maybe it's easier for me as a caster just to think about it, but cybercats, they probably have a coach, other teams as well, somebody, an analyst, somebody that's helping them. Navi have been doing great with the Pango in general. For me, this would be the first ban every single time. It is just stupid how good Malajul is on this hero. He doesn't miss spells. He is always good with his rotations. He loses the mid lane just as much as the hero should lose, and then he picks up the pieces once the time comes and overtakes everything on the map. So it's not gonna be easy now. cybercats, if you had a rough time in the previous match against his Magnus, this is gonna be a whole other level. of impossible to play against. Cybercats, they do ban out Shigetsu's heroes. It's gonna be the Slark and Muerta that do get taken out. With the Bloodseeker being taken out, that's another Shigetsu hero, but he has shown a lot of versatility. He even played an Ursa to a really high degree. That used to be his top hero. Of course, with the nerfs to the hero, people have been staying away from it. Shigetsu, if need be, he can still go for it. Let's see. Navi, what are you afraid of? Beastmaster, maybe a Queen of Pain could be a ban for them. I could see that as a good pick for Cybercats. They're a little bit lacking in the damage department right now. It's a good hero versus the Pango in general. It would make a lot of sense to get rid of it. Have Cybercats even played it though? That's the question. No Queen. Queen. Nope, they haven't. They haven't played a Queen of Pain. Maybe that's the reason that Navi are not banning it out. On their side, somebody is doing the analysis, so because this would be an easy Queen of Pain ban, but they'll get rid of the axe. That's something that DK Focus does play. Again, targeting the players, not the meta. I like that much better because in Eastern Europe in general, people play comfort heroes a lot because people in Eastern Europe love winning pubs. If they're doing good in pubs, they're going to be doing good in competitive games.
5 seconds remaining.
Cybercats. They have a ton of reserve time because, well, Navi, they used almost all of theirs there for the axe ban. So are you gonna target Shigetsu again? Like with some kind of a Weaver ban or something along those lines? A Juggernaut. You don't ban out the Juggernaut when you have a Morphling and a Dying. It's so hard to get a good Omni Slash off. Cybercats. They are taking their time. Sweet time. Gonna be
Radiant team pick.
Get rid of an Enigma.
Turn to pick.
Okay. And it's gonna be a Techies that comes out. Techies has been nerfed a little bit. People have been losing with it here, so they have stopped picking it in the first phase. I like the Undying and the Techies combo because now you have teamfight damage, laning stage. These two heroes kind of give you everything.
Navi's
Of course, I'm never a fan of a Techies versus something that can stop your jump in. And Sven AA, that's a great lane. AA, great versus the Morphling, great versus the Undying. You need something that's gonna punish this. Cybercats, they did play Tidehunter. This is a Tidehunter game. Even though it's not great versus the Pango, in general, reducing the damage of the Sven doesn't work all that well. You will punish the AA in lane. It is something you play quite often. Just go for it. Maybe a Lycan isn't bad here, but I feel like that's why the Sven came out. You could go for a CK. We'll go for the Lycan. Okay.
Somebody stop me!
Rubik and the AA hate the Lycan, but Sven, he loves the Lycan. He adores playing versus it. His Warcry is so good versus him. You can go for the talent on level 20 as well. You could buy a shard if you want to, or maybe get it later on in the game. The late game Lycan isn't going to be a problem. You're going to have to make problems in this game from like minute 10 to minute 20 for the Rubik and the AA. Make them scream, make them suffer if you're DK Focus. He's very good on this hero, but versus the Sven, it's ballsy to pick it up. It's really ballsy coming out from him. So what is left? A mid laner for Cybercats. They get rid of the Void Spirit. They're probably... Okay, the Ember is banned out, so Storm is next on the menu for sure. Like, there's no way that you're leaving it in. No way, right? Way? Unless you were gonna pick it for yourself and then put Malik on the Pango, which I wouldn't hate. But Melojul is just a beastly Pango player.
5 seconds
He's a beastly Storm player as well. And in this game, when there's absolutely no left,
Navi's turn
they ban out the Storm, so it is probably going to be a Melojul in the mid lane. They ban out the Darkseer. I like that one for sure. Sven loves playing with the Darkseer, so does the Pango. You still have the Magnus if you want to play that in the off lane. Something that comes to mind as well is the Mars, another
10
protection
seconds
for your
remaining.
teammates, and in general,
5
you do
seconds
have ways to
remaining.
get the Undying away from yourself. You can last hit even if you don't get close to the creep. So I wouldn't mind a Mars here for Navi either. I don't know when's the last time that Malik played the Mars. The Timber Saw is of course banned. There's no way. Wrong.
Radiant team pick.
And they go for the Magnus. I guess it's gonna be Malik playing the Magnus. Last time I thought this was gonna be the Rubik Magnus, but Puck
Choose your
for Cybercats. I'm just not a fan of the Puck. I don't like it. That's it, right? The hero hasn't bought me. I have seen maybe one game where he did well, and that was versus the Storm, but most of the times versus a Storm that you should be considered a counter to, you don't do that well. You are a counter to the Pango. Even with the roll up, you do not break the coil any longer, so you're fine in that regard. But it's, I don't know, like this hero doesn't do enough damage. You get one Glimmer Cape on the supports, they're fine. I'm guessing that Malik will probably get a pipe at some point, and then Cybercats have no damage. I have to say I'm loving what Navi has. Their ability to make plays is all around the place. They are always aggressive when they can be. They have stuns to set up for the AA blast. They might have a little bit of issues and damage between the two supports and the Rubik before the supports are level 6 and they get the Diffusal Blade, but once they have that, it's going to be easy for them. It was already shown that Navi, they can delay the game if need be, until a point where they feel confident fighting. So with that being said, I don't see this being a 1-1. I don't see a decider happening, but we will need to get into the game to find out if that is really the case. Before that, a word from our sponsors over at DGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Game's another.
And game number 2 of Navi, the top dogs of the Division 2 that haven't lost a single series, only losing one map so far, versus Cybercats. It's gonna be Shigetsu playing the team that whose colors he has wore for a very long time, but he feels no remorse, destroying them now as he did in the previous game. Is Navi are going through the twin gates? Is this gonna be the place that they're gonna be going through? No, they're searching for somebody else. They're searching for the morph. 2 wards around the mid lane. It's gonna be a red flag for this morphling, so you can see just
30
how
seconds
defensively
to
he's
battle.
positioned.
就是可以啊。
Doesn't want anything to do with these lunatics on Navi. Did place a ward, and here the Lycan walls. So finally Navi are gonna get scouted. Now they know that they have been made. In Cybercats, they will be moving a little bit more freely on the map.
The battle begins.
Belajul will get the rune there. Navi this time around, they get 3 runes. There's not gonna be any cheeky denies coming out from DK Focus to prevent the third one to go into the pockets of Navi. Now they can move themselves into the lanes, knowing they get that cool advantage. I really like the AA book here. We'll see if it does help him. No more tomes of knowledge. That's kind of unfortunate. Body blocks from Daniel just to make sure that the creeps run into the tower. The Morphling will try to do the same. He can't do it. So very nicely done by Daniel. And keeping the Collis away from his offlaner. That is just straight up beautiful from Navi. I just want to see how this mid lane pans out. Melojul, he is well aware of almost any matchups that the Pango can meet in the mid lane. And, well, a Puck has not been looking well. So I'm curious to see if he can keep the Pango. Both of them are going to be farming well denies. On the other hand, I would be very surprised if the Puck got a lot of them. But the Pango could get a couple here and there. This bottom lane in general should go well for the Morphling. But Navi are doing a great job here. Malik getting himself a little bit into the rear. Very nice usage there of the shockwave just to stop the Morphling from denying the range creep. Done. As the Morphling does pull the 2 creeps back, so that's quite nice, especially if he can deny the range creep. Malik doing his best here to farm Heart's Content under the tower. Mid lane, 10 and 10. These 2 guys going neck and neck currently, and we'll see if it does change. With the bottles coming out and the water runes, it's really not gonna change all that much, is it? So, Morphling farming well. Magnus struggling a little bit. What's interesting to me is that the Lycan is having such a good time in terms of CS. He has 10 CS compared to the 8 of the Sven. I guess the Techies is a better support than the AA. But AA with the Sven should be okay. You have a stun into cold feet, and that's something the Lycan could struggle a bit against, I guess. Sven is not the greatest though in terms of mana, so 1 or 2 Storm Hammers is his limit. He needs his lover, Crystal Maiden, to actually have enough mana to play. Malady is like, I'm cold as well. Feel my cold touch. Might be good. Daniel trying to kill the Tombstone. He'll get it. And Dark Lord. Now he can't get the kill. He doesn't have those zombies to help him. And he is actually the one in trouble. Taking a ton of damage from the tower will make sure that he does not have the damage necessary to CS properly. So that's kind of annoying. At least he does have the Adaptive Strike to assist him. Still a big problem. He'll wait for the creeps to die and then make him morph back into the agility. So, no kills again. Last time it was Malady that was dying. This time around, not gonna be happening just yet. In terms of net worth, already we're gonna be seeing mid laners close to each other. Pretty much everybody is close to each other. The ones that are farming the least are the guys in the bottom lane. Malik and Dark Lord, they are gonna be struggling somewhat. But if we struggle together, it doesn't really matter. Malady is gonna be in trouble here, slowing down Force Majeure. Is that hit gonna kill him? No, Malady survives. Force Majeure is gonna be chasing. He wants this kill, but for now that's not gonna be happening. He places a ward behind the tower just to be able to see if the Malady comes over, but he's gonna be killing himself, going into the creeps and killing us 26 seconds on the sidelines. Didn't want to give the first blood away. Nice double DK, but it is gonna cost you a skewer into the tower with a blood grenade. That could be a kill. He does have a mango. Turn around with a DK. One more hit. Oh, another double DK. That's the only reason he's alive. Navi, they go well with their aggressive spells, but they keep themselves close to each other, which will be allowing the Undying to live. 2 double DKs coming out from him, giving him just enough HP to survive the tower shot, the blood grenade, everything that Navi had in store for him. Both the position 5s escaping first blood just narrowly. Malady didn't escape death in the end, but he didn't give any extra gold to his enemies. Ducalis, this time around, that's gonna be a little bit too much to expect for him to survive. His Dark Lord gets lifted up. He's gonna have to use the Adaptive Strike on Daniel, and Malik will live as Daniel, his laning buddy, Rubik that he is, claims the first blood. Even with that, the laning phase did go pretty well for cybercats. Like, especially the Lycan versus the Sven lane. Usually would expect the Sven to do good there, but it's only in the later portion of the game that the Sven becomes an issue in general. Let's see. Melojule farming. Malady be finding Young G. So, or who has found Malady. He will continue with his death sentence exercised by the enemies again, unfortunately. he will be dying more and more. At some point, you start feeling sorry for the guy, right? He's been more dead than alive. Collis. Towards the top part there. They did go for DK Focus, trying to finish him off. He's gonna be fine, and actually, it's gonna be the Sven that's in trouble. They don't have the coil, but they have the right clicks, and she gets you. You need to run fast. The Sven has the phase boots. He's super speedy, and the puck, he will not have a coil just yet. He needs more hits. Oh, nice dodge on the stun there, Young G. Maybe if you had just ran on the Sven, you would have been able to escape with your life. But not gonna be able to do so. Gonna be 2 for 1 in terms of kills. Again, a slow game in terms of fighting here between the teams. As cybercats gonna be going for a Magnus next. So this is another kill. Young G everywhere on the map. I had my doubts on the puck, but Young G is making it work. He's everywhere. He has killed the Sven, he has killed the AA, and now he will be bringing the Magnus to his knees as well.
Dire's bottom tower
Very
is
nicely
under
done.
attack. Radiant's middle
A
tower
201
is
start
under
is
attack.
big, and you can start with the power jet. So once you get the Witchblade, your damage output is actually going to be quite high. As Malajul, he's not in a rush. He's having a solid game himself. Wants the power treads before he goes for the diffusal blade himself. In general, even with those kills, it's still even here in this game. But I do think cybercats should have a better shot in this. Maybe, you know, if you would just be looking at the heroes, maybe. But Navi, I think they're more confident with their pick now than they were in the previous game. And the Lycan itself is a problem for the Rubik and the AA, but the Sven and the Magnus, even the Pango, are pretty good at dealing with him. K-Focus doesn't have level 6 just yet. AA will hit level 5 as the Pango will be rotating. There's the level 6. He gets his ulti up, but the coil, it will stop the Rolling Thunder. Force Major, he should be living through this one. The coil does break Malajul. Swashbuckle, he misses it, but the Rolling Thunder, it is very unlikely that he will be missing this one as well. And there it is. He will run over the techies. 3 guys in a row. Not something you should be doing, guys. You can find another way to party. It was only Malady's courier that died in that fight, so it wasn't Malady himself, which is a big deal considering that this AA, once level 6 as fast as possible, also finds the Healing Lotus, no more Wolf form, and it is going to make it easier for him to get towards his level 6. Level 6 is a little bit more important for Navi on their supports, but in general, the Cybercat supports, they do benefit from their ultis quite a lot, especially the techies. Rubik again, moving the mid lane while the Pango is rotating. This time around though, the Morphling will be having a much better time. So Magnus can farm the jungle quite well, but he cannot really pressure the Morphling. Doesn't have the Vanguard just yet, so the right clicks are definitely going to be hurting him slightly. Young G gets a double deny there right in front of Melajul just to rub it in a little bit. Like, I'm better than you. Is that your best hero? The one that has good animation, good turn rate? Well, not using them the best way. The puck is coming to the top lane. He has a regen rune, has the coil ready as well. Navi, will they be able to save the Sven? Will they be able to save the AA? They don't have a level 6 on the AA. The 3P from the Pang already coming in. The Tombstone will be placed down. And the coil broken immediately. Does have the block grenade on him, but no points in the war cry. He does have the Master Menace for the extra movement speed if he wants to use it. The Sports Major, his reacted taser will pop already. Cybercats, nice attempted play, but they don't get anything else. Sven a little bit too tanky, a little bit too speedy to be found in the end. They just force out some TPs and bail out. So in general, not bad. He did force some nice rotations. DK Focus, he has mana for a DLT there, and it is gonna be the shapeshift forced out defensively, unfortunately for DK Focus. He's gonna be going for the Elmo the Overlord. Really no other item build that you can really go for as this hero. As the support's coming mid, the A hits level 6, but he's gonna be
Radiant's top
forced
tower
away.
is under
Puck doesn't
attack.
have the Witchblade just yet, but he's just gonna be finishing the money for it. The two supports, though, from Navi will be defending the tower for now. All in all, a very
Dire's
equal
bottom
game
tower
between
is
the
under
two
attack.
teams. I would like cybercats to get a little bit more in terms of kills, because it feels like Navi, once they start their flash farming, you're not gonna be able to keep up. And we're seeing that the camp stacked. They did go for some of those. So there are gonna be some ancient camps extra for the Sven and the Magnus to work with. The Morphling is still doing really well for himself, so it's gonna be a Yasha done in no time, and he's probably want to go for a Senjin Yasha as well, from what I see, because you want the AA ulti not to last long on you, and then it's Aghanim Scepter time. This game, Pango or the Magnus, both of them are gonna be really good heroes to turn into.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, Magnus, next item Blink, doesn't want the Echo Saber. He wants a full Crimson Guard. We don't see that too much, but ever since the change to the Empower, people have been experimenting with auras on the Magnus as well. As things are starting to shape up for Navi, they will start to flash farm. You can see the gold lead is increasing, but cybercats, that's why they need to put the foot on the gas. Rubik has a really good spell there with the Stolen Orb. That's a huge one. See how well he can use it though. Malik
Radiant's top tower
on the
is under
menu.
attack.
We want ourselves some Mammoth. Well, he gets out in time. You're not going to be diving that. Even with the Witchblade reveal, it is still a Magnus with the Vanguard. He even uses the scan, knew exactly where cybercats were. As they are moving into the triangle, and Navi, they're smoked as well. Young G, you better not use your orb there. They won't be going for it. And there's the stun, the lift up. He's dead. Young G made a mistake, and Young G will pay because of here comes the Magnus. There's a proximity mine there. The explosions are gonna start coming through, but they will be living through the damage, no problem whatsoever. Techies does get the blast off away, but there's another blast coming for you, and it only clips him. It should be enough damage in the end, so he will die to the shatter. As Malady, he did not connect with the spell, but it clipped him, and that's gonna be enough. As Shigetsu has been doing what Svens do, uses his ulti, just goes forward. There's absolutely no one that is gonna be able to threaten his authority. As Navi, we mentioned it, you need to be pressuring them early, or this lineup is gonna start popping off, and with the first rotation, it's gonna be perfect for them. Igetsu loses a little bit of his color there. Means that he got the red in the sun earlier, but a little bit of yogurt on your skin, and everything is gonna be fine. If you guys have ever gotten sunburn, you know how good that feels. It smells bad, but when you're hurting all over the body, you don't really mind. Navi, they had 3k gold. Nothing is over still in this game, but the Pango does have a diffusal blade, and he's inside of an invis, making a move towards the top lane. Navi, they want this tower, they want these heroes. Dark Lord running away. He knows there's something brewing in the air. He can feel it. He can feel that he's being hunted. And Shigetsu uses the war cry. They have the stolen proximity mines. It will make sure that tower falls. The NEL gets the credit for the tower kill. This is a problem because now they can invade your triangle. Every single time that I've watched Navi invade enemy triangles this early on, they have just forced doing the mistake over and over again. At some point, teams would crumble under the pressure. Bottom tier 1 fell, the top tier 1 fell, and Pango is even applying pressure to the middle lane one. They are dodging cybercats whilst taking away all of their farm. I'm curious to see if Malady will be getting a shard here early in the game. He wants a Ghost Scepter. Makes sense. He gets a Ghost, the Rubik gets a Blink, and suddenly the Lycan is not that much of an issue any longer. Oh, not huge odds here for Navi in this one. And I expected more, especially with the 5k goldie. There's the blink reveal. They found the puck, and we're not going to be finding the puck on the map any longer for the next 36 seconds. It's so hard. Navi are everywhere. Cybercats, they were trying to make those moves with the puck early on. He had a good start. I can't even blame this on the hero. Navi are just playing better Dota. You can see their movements. Now they will immediately invade the enemy jungle, force him ashore. He's going to do his best to live. He doesn't have the mana for the blast off. He doesn't have the HP to live a second longer. So Malik does finish him off with the skewer there. So you invade now, you apply some pressure, you wait for some TPs, then you instantly disperse. And you can see how without hesitation Navi are playing. Okay, now we're going here, now we're going here. They have the confidence to just go from one place to another. And now again, it's going to be stealing the enemizations. For me, right, Melojul, he gets a stack down there. It wasn't a huge stack, like a double stack, with some of the creeps missing as well from the Lycan taking them. Actually, the Lycan doesn't have the Helm of the Overlord. Actually, somebody just got him down. At least they will get a ward down there. Pango has been caught. A blast gonna be coming from the side there, and they finish off the Callis. Yeah, you're jumping in with the Texas. There's so much damage. Malady, at least he will die. But look at the Morphling being in trouble as well. He does have a stolen sticky bomb on him, and Daniel will be turning into a wolf as well. He's a small wolf, so he's only going to be using his newfound speed to run away. As DK Focus, he will be using the speed as well to run away from the Magnus. Because that's a little bit too big of a bite for him. If you guys watched Ice Age, right? Diego was never thinking of eating mammoths. Just a little bit too hard of a thing for him to kill. That's a nice ward that was placed there by the Rubik, the enemy side of the map. They're gonna know when anybody's on the bottom lane, so giving themselves even more of a of an advantage when it comes to knowledge around the map. It's not so much about the vision, it's about knowing where your enemies are.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Young G is approaching the blink, so it will give you an initiation way into this one. But you need the Morphling to join the fray. There's no other way around it. He has the SNY, but even before his Aghanim Scepter, he's gonna be needing to make something happen. If he just farms for his Ags, this 12% win probability, it's gonna be at 5% once he's done. As you can see, the Rubik with the stolen proximity mines, he's making a bomb here. If enemies come over, there might be a skewer coming in. Though the Magnus is on the top lane, but he can easily go through the twin gates and come over to the bottom if he sees that that is necessary. As Navi pushing with the DD, and Cybercats finally will be getting their first tower. Considering that they do have a Lycan, they should have been able to take it earlier, but it is what it is. They're thinking about moving themselves into the Roche bit. The scan was already used and the AA blast is coming. Morphling, you need to run. You need to run now because the Magnus is there in the vicinity. He knows that you have that on yourself. Malik, no one jumping in just yet. He's waiting for some teammates. We're coming in from the side. They're TPing in. We want to connect into the fight. That's gonna be a big 4-man RP. First he skewers them and then he RPs them. The fuck does get the dodge that one, and the Dekis jumps in, stunning both the Pango and the Magnus. But yeah, Pango, he does have the shield on himself there. The shield crash keeping him alive. DK Focus, he's up on the heel. Little doggy wants to run. It is fast, but he doesn't know where to go. Cannot get down. Too afraid to jump. And this is going to be the Roche taken down as well, as the Lycan Wolf is in the vicinity. Maybe he can hope for an Aegis denied, but that's the most he can hope for. And Ocean gets it, will be grabbing it before the Wolf can sink its teeth into the Aegis of the Immortal. The Magnus there didn't want to go for the RP immediately, so first he skewered them out. It did give a chance to the Puck to phase shift away, so in the end that's what saved his life. But either way, it is just a disastrous fight for Cybercats. That Roche should have been their way to come back into it, but rather it was just a way for Navi to get into an even bigger lead in this game number 2. Daniel continuing to expand his arsenal here in the bottom lane. And those mines are going to be staying there even when he loses this guy, which is going to be relatively soon, right? Just in a couple of seconds. Nice 250 gold there for NAVI. Malady and Melojul will be securing that for themselves, as the poor Morphling is losing more and more mana by the minute. They did try to get their Morphling involved. Look at or something, and he won't be finding anything. The proximity mines on the high ground there. They do die. The Callis. Oh, what did he bounce off of? Did he bounce over the Tormentor? And it's there? Shouldn't be, because it's considered a creep. Not sure what he bounced off of. Let me check.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There is like some rocks there, so maybe that counts as impassable terrain. Shouldn't be the case though. Still weird. They bounced and that's it. Navi, they're in the smoke as Daniel makes a slight mistake there, runs into the tower, so his smoke will break. He just wanted to place a deep ward as they are going to be seeing the Callis on that ward that has been active for a very long time. He knows that they see him somewhere because he's constantly being hunted. Buck is not being hunted. He has been found and he will be hunted down. He does get himself away, Swashbuckler misses Meldrew. Maybe he would have had enough damage if he connected on that one, but ultimately he did not. So, what ifs? We're not going to be playing that game. No shard in the air just yet. He has only 1 point in cold feet though, so he went for a completely different build here. Just wants the Ice Vortex to be the main one, and it makes sense. Like, you do have some magical damage here coming out from Navi. They spam out a lot of spells. Then you're hitting those swashbucklers and such. DK Focus. RP onto the ground. Those creeps, they're really gonna be stunned. Malik showing them who's boss. At least something nice for cybercats. They will be killing the Ancient Thunderhide. Nope, does escape. Nicely done. Will survive. Is surviving on your Ancient Thunderhide something that's gonna give you happiness in this game? It's really not looking good for you as a team at the moment.
Radiant's
It is going catastrophically, so they'll go for a smoke. The Academics on the Morphling is done, so at least that's something if you can turn into the Pango, but you're running into a Sven 9-second BKB and a Sven Aegis. He doesn't have the God Strength though, so that does change the outcome of fights quite a lot. The Sven is not as strong as you would like to be. Navi, they see everybody missing, they are expecting this, they are anticipating this. The Sven, he'll have a Hyperstone, they're trying to do something to him. Then around the puck, it's the lift off, that's a nice Tombstone, but it's just only going to be marking the place of death of this Morphling against an AA. You need to be getting that HP up earlier. Little K going to protect the techies. They saw him for a second and obscure. They're going to make sure that the TP doesn't go through. You've lost 2 of your supports and you will be losing the Morphling as well. Your wind condition and the guys that should be keeping everybody else alive are gone, which will be giving Navi confidence to be coming forward with the God Strength. They might actually do some nice damage to the tower here. Oh, look at that damage on the Sven. That's an insane amount. What's that, like 500 damage per hit? Yeah, tower, you're screwed. I wouldn't want to be this tower. Just... if I was this tower, I'd be like, get me out of here. And she gets us no problem with a double hit there. Takes down Malik. Gets the credit for the takedown, but overall we all know that AA is actually going for stats. The AA, interesting. Not something I would have expected, but okay. You want to have more HP to survive, maybe the bug damage, the Lycan damage, I don't know. But he will be surviving either way. It is going to be the Solar Crest on the AA right now, buffing up the Sven even further. He will have an AC done. AC, then Warcry, then Solar Crest for the supports. Like, how are you going to kill these supports? They're going to have so much armor. Your Morphling won't be able to match up the armor of the supports of Navi once the Solar Crest is used in the Warcry. That's actually insane. Sven is approaching level 20. So he's probably going to go for the Warcry armor. Unless he's feeling super confident to go with the movement speed talent. Another Juve, so OG will be fine for now. We will be dodging to the other side. The Grand Cape is going to be keeping him alive. We'll go for the phase shift, dodging the AA blast. They know where he is, but he will be able to blink himself out. Has 4 points in the phase shift, so that will allow him to escape without any issues. least the Collis will be having a 4 staff.
No, it's just unfair.
That's gonna be quite nice versus the Magnus, versus the Rubik. Even versus the Sven, you do want to have some ways of getting away from the big guy. The big guy is huge. Has the blink, has the stun. You don't want to be messing with him at all. As Malik, RP, almost went onto the ground yet again. At least last time he did stun some creeps. Now it would just be a wolf. A lone wolf that has been following him for quite some time. Does have a Lincolns on the Magnus. So the idea is not to allow the Morphling to turn into him. Now there's such a limited amount of spells. Actually, the Morphling is the only one, maybe the Solver, to break the Lincolns. That's about it. So you need to be very, very careful. I'm guessing the Pango would like that as well, but he went for the Octarine Core and is thinking about a Bastion. Really, with this kind of a lead, 27 minutes in, I don't think Navi are in any way threatened here in the game. In this proximity mines, you would be thinking, oh no, they're going up the high ground. Nope, those are Rubik proximity mines. He has stolen them again. He has made another area his. They get the shard for the Rubik, and now they get the shard for Malady. Why would I buy one when I have my cores working for me? But he does have only 2 points in cold feet, so that's kind of annoying.
Radiant's top tower
I would like to have that one maxed out. He's still going for the stats. It's still nice. Even a mini stun is okay. So let's see. Currently, cold feet stun is 2 seconds. 60% of 2. How much is that? 1.2, right? Yeah, 1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's quite nice. If you would max it out, what's the max duration? 2.8. So it would be like 1.5 seconds. That isn't that big of a difference. Still okay. Anyways, this Sven now has a harpoon. This is the thing. When at some point in your life you have accomplished everything, you just want to go and fish, right? All on your own. You're gonna be seeing all the old men, right? Well, what they do later on in their lives, if they have a hobby, it's usually fishing. I'm tired of everything. I'm gonna get in my little boat and go fishing. Harpoon is quite nice for Sven, because even though he's been farming for such a long time, he is still a pretty athletic guy. So he could go like jump into the river or the sea and just hunt down fish with a harpoon. And the gold lead is just continuing to increase. The puck will be finishing off the Senjin Kaya. But look at this. There's a gem now on Navi. They want to take away all of the vision. The Roche is going to be on the menu. 1 minute until he goes to the Radiant side. But considering it's still the second Roche, it doesn't really matter. The Aegis Cheese are going to be available either way. God's strength, smash the head of the Roche. He's gonna smash the ground a little bit, but he has been disarmed. He cannot even attack. Finally, he's gonna be getting a few hits in there on the Roche, but not for long. Shigetsu gets the Aegis. They forgot about the cheese, but Melojule and Malak, they're gonna be tossing that one around. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. And that's where you can see that they're really nice friends. The Ancient Ice Shaman, that's gonna be the Ancient that the Lycan does find. And puck has been found. Let's see, we'll have a blink out. We'll go to the side there. Rolling Thunder still coming for him. G will be slowed down, stunned up. He gets another phase shift out, but you're not getting out of this one alive. He's just dead. Shigetsu doesn't even focus him. He just hits the creeps on the side, and the greatness of his sword just kills him. Actually, the cleave might be better for a Sven here than his right click. So he has 100. Yep, great cleave, and then you have the Empower as well. So it's actually more damage in the cleave than it is from his right clicks in general. Something like a Kunkka using his Tidebringer. But cybercats, they could use a big tide here, because the Morphling definitely doesn't have enough water in himself to drown the enemies. They do have the glyph, but it's not going to be refreshed. Jumping in from Malik, not going to be getting much. His Lincoln will get broken, so the Morphling will be getting the extra damage it needs. That's going to be 500 damage per hit, but there's a 640 damage per hit guy on the other side. Then you're going to have to think about the Tombstone. Let's get plays down. Daniel has a force to keep himself away, and they are going to be looking for the zombie, as RP is not available. Tombstone dead as well. Morphling has been found. The A blast will connect. There's the stun. That little bit of stun just changes everything for the lift to come out, and for them to finish him out. He's just bought out. This is gonna be it for cybercats, not only for this game number 2, but for the entirety of the series. They were helpless under the might of Navi. They will disconnect. They don't feel good after this loss, because they got absolutely demolished by Navi. It was just like taking candy from a baby, and I'm sugarcoating here actually because Navi, they crushed it from every part of the game. Both games here, it was just so easy for them. Game number 1, at least you were killing Malady. In game number 2, not even the supports of Navi were on the menu. Not even the supports of Navi were dying. They were just taking lives, taking objectives, and in the end taking games from cybercats. Unfortunately, we'll not have a game 3. So with the next game starting at 16 CEST, that's in an hour and 8 minutes, we're gonna have to take a longer break, right? So it will give you guys some time to eat, take a snack, maybe prepare some lunch if you're speedy in the kitchen. Take a nap if you like to go for that one, or go for a walk. But you need to be sure to be back here in an hour, because Team Sexy and Navi Jr., that should be a much more interesting series than the one we just watched.